Hello team, welcome to the second part of our Bargue Leg this week. So we've done the outline and we've measured that probably so accurately that if you placed tracing paper on top and then had a look on the original picture, it would be exactly the same. So well done on your outline. Now this week we're going to try and add the shading, so it's incredibly soft and delicate. So what I want you to do is be aware of any textures that you might accidentally add to the drawing and make sure your pencils are sharp. That's really important to get a really smooth surface. So grab your pencils and let's get started. Before we do anything, we need to turn this kind of geometric shape into more of a natural being. So the first thing I want you to do on this drawing is go around the edges and look at any of the curved softnesses. I don't know if that's a real word, but we'll roll it. The softnesses of the leg. So let's make it more natural. Let's make it more organic and just try to see where the edges aren't so much of a straight line meets straight line. It's a very smooth transition, and we go around and we tidy up the edges and make it look more like a human leg rather than a robot. Then what we're going to do is just add that shadow in the middle, which shows the calf definition, so we like that a lot. And then also any of the shadows that you can see on the drawing. Okay, the hardest part is done. You've softened the edges so it looks more like a foot rather than a hoover. And we're now going to do the really fun bit. Well, I think this is probably the best part of the drawing. So what we're going to do now is work on our shading. Now, bear in mind the shading doesn't go all the way across the thigh. It's actually just in small bits. So there's going to be a lot of control that you'll have to do to make it work. So grab your 8B to start and let's begin. I'd recommend for you to think about how thick the black bit is first. So you're just edging your way around and trying to figure out how thick it is from the outline to the inner part of the calf. So you'll go around the bones and the shin and try and think, okay, there's a couple of extra shapes in there, so I just want to start edging my way out and making that a little bit thicker. It's going to take a bit of time and it won't look perfectly soft straight away. So please, please, please be patient with yourself and understand that this is a process. And hopefully you're at that stage now anyway, knowing that if you trust the process, things will work out. So I think you've got two options here. You can go around the whole thing and do the black, or you can do section by section and try to do the black and the blended edge. So what I mean by that is you're using your dot pencil to literally just draw the black bit. And just like we did in one of our earlier videos, I think maybe lesson 1 or even 2, we learned how to soften the edge from a hard edge into a soft edge. So your 8B is going to be used for the black and your 2B is going to be used just for that blending. We're not quite ready for our 2H just yet because we really want to nail the placement of all the shading. So spend your time on this. This part should be incredibly enjoyable. It should be like you can zone out, and you want to be, I was going to say delicate, but at the same time you want to be really aggressive with those blacks. So it's a real push and pull with shading in this one. There's really small details, there's big details, and you've got to try and balance both of them. So this is where you really start to learn. It's where everything we've learned is in play, and you're always still thinking about direction of lines, how dark it is, the length of the gradient, and what type of edge we've got. So really enjoy this process, and I honestly can't wait to see it. So when you get to a stage like mine where you're like, yeah, I think I've got everything in place, but it just needs a bit of a tidy up and also just to soften the ends, this is when your 2H can come in. So take it bit by bit. You see, I'm just literally working an inch at a time. And for those of you that might be American, do you use inches still? I actually don't know. I know inches is backdated, but for some reason we all still use it in the UK. But try not to do massive gestures and try not to just shade everywhere with it as well, because sometimes people have the tendency to just go wild with the 2H and put the same pressure everywhere, but actually it's there to vary in tone as well as soften the edges. Now, mine's a little bit shiny, and also I just want to cut this part out because I want you to see the dramatic difference a 2H can actually make. So I'm going to pause it there, and everybody look up for a moment. And look, did you just see the knee and how soft it is? So I'm going to put the before and after actually, because I think it's really important to see the impact that this pencil has on the drawing. So keep going with it, keep going around, keep softening everything, and yours is going to come together as soft as mine as well. Okay, are we ready? In 3, 2, 1, here we go. Look at the difference in texture. The 2H, as annoying as it is as a pencil, it's so good for finishing touches. So first of all, well fucking done, team. And if you liked that and want to support me and the videos, please subscribe to Patreon for just £3 a month. You get this content and more. There we go, team. There's our first full Bargue drawing. We've got the shading, we've got the accurate outline, and we've got this amazing masterpiece to be super proud of. So we're going to carry on with this theme for the rest of the month. So enjoy that, celebrate, tag me on Instagram, or can you tag on YouTube? I don't know. But yeah, well done, and I'll see you next week for another session.